The municipal airport, there are currently plans and discussions to move the airport from its current location to a location west of Mesquite. It's currently BLM land. A lot of the land's going to get deeded to Mesquite. Plus, there's what they call the contiguity parcel, which is another 2,000 acres that will become part of Mesquite. Where do you stand on the issue of moving the airport and acquiring that land?
I'm going to go back to when we first moved here, and we had a condo that was right at the bottom of the airstrip up there at the top. And then they built the RV park in there, so now they store RVs in there have propane tanks. And we have skydivers, we have a lot of air traffic up there. I don't think people realize how much air traffic we have. I have always wondered what would happen if there was an accident up there. And you have condos, you have homes, you have propane tanks in the RV sitting there. And I realize some are empty, but there's still fumes. If there's an accident, this could be a really bad situation for us, where if it's sitting up there on the mountain, what they call Mormon Mesa, I don't see anything wrong with that up there. And also when we were on the master plan at that time, Pioneer Boulevard was designated to go all the way up to the exit, Riverside exit there, and go across and go up to Mormon Mesa. It doesn't have, you aren't going to have to get on the freeway to get in and out of the airport. It was going to have an accessibility, which was a good idea. The only fallback that I remember on all those meetings was the fact that not all the great big airplanes can fly when the heat is 120 degrees or something. They'd have to fly at night. I'm not sure how Overton and Logandale would appreciate that, because they would be flying over their area. But I've always thought that wasn't a bad idea. If you look at any city that has an airport within its city limits, there's usually problems. It is not a good idea. I have never seen a city yet that had an airport inside that didn't have dangerous problems.
Okay. Next question. It's a more current issue. That's the issue of providing water for the golf courses. Obviously, as a city council person, you're not going to have a lot of influence on what the water district does. However, the city provides reuse water or recycled water to the golf courses, and there is a move afoot to lock in or lower the rates that the city charges to the golf courses for that water. Where do you stand on that issue?
I'm a desert person, okay? This is really, I am very serious. I don't understand what the need of grass is. First of all, that requires all that watering. And what I'm referring to is, I've played golf in Arizona, I've played golf in New Mexico, where they have desert landscaping. They do not waste water on a lot of grass in the fairways. You can cut that out. You don't have to have design. You can put trees, you can put your cactus in, you can put all kinds of obstacles in there. And I am a golfer, or was a golfer, so I know what that means. But we don't have to have a lot of grass. So if we would take some of that grass out, make it the desert oasis that we can with that design, then you don't have that water need as much. And so that would cut back on everything right there. Did I answer your question?
Well, if you were on city council, that's one of the things that you would have to face, though,
right.
Is would the city, when they come to the city and say we want a lower rate or we want to lock this rate in for 10 or 15 years, is that a stance that you would favor or that you would oppose?
I don't like anything that locks in for a good many years. I think that's a detriment to a city. I think you need to look at the situation as it occurs. So I guess I would have to say I would be against them on their fees. Now I realize that that is a big income into Mesquite, is our golf tournaments. I have worked many of the different golf tournaments, but I don't see that really. Now, I don't think that would stop the people coming in to play. I just think that we need the city. I think as the council person, I would like to see us look into it in a different way and try to maybe cut back on the water usage. And then that would take care of some of these other problems also. And then maybe we wouldn't have to lock in a price.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about City Hall itself, and obviously one of the big hot button issues, and it was a hot button issue in the 2007 election. Here in 2011, it continues to be a very a very big issue, and it falls under the umbrella of transparency. Primarily, we're talking about communication between the people and City Hall. How do you see the current situation, and what would you do to improve it?
When I was president of an HOA, we were told by our management company that there would be no communications between the owners and the board at the beginning of a meeting, pretty much like our city council. And that this had been checked out by, and it was an ordinance and it was okay to do that way. But I found that made more anger than not. So when we started talking back with the people, and you don't have to have a hard discussion, you don't have to have debates. When the person comes up to this podium and wants to talk to a council people and say what their opinions are, I don't see anything wrong with the council people asking them, would you like this being put on the agenda? Would you like some more discussion of this? Would you like to talk to me personally about this? I don't see anything wrong with that type of communication. That makes the person who has come forward think that maybe they had something right to say and they should be able to say it. And I don't think that shuts the wall. That doesn't put a wall between the city council and the people, the citizens. I think we need to keep that communication open. But it doesn't have to be done in a debate. It doesn't have to be done in long oracles and that kind of thing. I like the 3-minute station. I think that keeps it moving. But I do think they need to have a little bit more communication done, yes.
With the when you look at and it's a large roster of council candidates this go, we've got 11 candidates. When you look at that list and see your name on that list, what is it that you think differentiates yourself from the other candidates? What's different about you that people should vote for you as opposed to some of your opponents?
Could I say I like myself? No. I do not have an agenda. Most of the people that are running are either business people or have something to do with businesses in town. I don't have any agendas for one way or the other, so I don't have any reason to be one-sided. I really like to think I'm right in the middle of the road, and I'm going to use that nonpartisan part again. I'd like to say that I think I have an equal mind, an open mind for each individual, each citizen. I'm a retiree, I'm a senior citizen, so I have that side locked in. I'm not a business person. And I have never owned a business, so this would be a new area for me to learn about businesses and how they're fighting and how they're doing it, other than just the communications I've done with people. But I think that would be... I come from an old school where when you grow up, you're supposed to say, you're not supposed to talk about yourself, you're not supposed to brag. I find it very difficult to sit there and talk about my personal feelings like that. But everybody in town that knows me knows that I have opinions on everything. But no, I don't think I have any agenda. I don't have any sides I'm going to pick on. I don't have any... So why wouldn't I be open-minded to anything that comes forward, everything that comes forward? I should be able to have I feel an open mind for everything like that.